Everyone's like, oh, look, here comes Pensy Joe bringing the Pennsylvania stuff because really test the LED in the headlight, but we'll take this quite well by all. Regular combination, she's all that Sheet at 10. Proceed to 15. Hey everybody, this is Pensy Joe. Please don't mind that sound. That's it's the water pipes going up above me. But yeah, today I got a package in the mail. It's October 2nd of 2023. Just want to let you guys know this is not what you think it's going to be. Unfortunately, I'm going to spoil it now. Athearn has updated when the Athearn Genesis P42 DCs are going to be coming to America, and they're saying it's going to be either early next year or summer next year. That being the current case. Anything can still happen, but until then, we're not going to see any P42 Amtrak locomotives coming. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. I did say there's a couple more things that were going to come, but not really so much anymore. This is pretty much the last thing for now. I will be doing some more decoder stuff still, so business as usual. I'm not going to be doing too many. I'm probably going to be doing a locomotive per month, although since I'm pretty much done with Steam right now, personally, I will be working on my Broadway diesels for now. So there's a good amount of diesels I still got to work on, and I can still make videos for. So keep in tune for that if you still like to watch my DCC install videos, or if you're new and you want to see DCC install videos, you'll see those come down the line. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started with this unboxing. Alright, so this one is a rather unique case. I wonder if I could just do it. I'm not sure how. This is a kind of sketchy looking kind of package. The reason why I say it's sketchy is because got in the mail, I was like, I'm not sure how good of a condition this will be, but hopefully they did a good job. I don't see any water damage. That's a great sign. Not seeing any water damage or anything silly like that. Trying to get this top corner done. I might as well go down and just work it like this way. Oh, I know what that sound is. That's a washer or a dryer upstairs just hammering away, doing its thing, you know. So if you hear any pounding sounds, that's what that is. Alright, I'm not going to show right now because there's still like pretty much information that can't be shown, obviously. Kind of wish I got scissors, although I can't seem to find ours, which kind of sucks. So I'm kind of having to do this silly thing where I have to peel it back like a hot pocket, you know, thing. Let's see if I can. Oh, okay. Well, this is interesting. How this is put together. Give me a second, and we'll get back to opening this thing. Alright, so there's still some sensitive info on the other side, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and slide it out. Or at least try to slide some of the stuff out. Alright, here's one of them. This is a Gecko model. This is from Sweden. Really nice looking coach. It's gray. It's not shiny, but that's okay for me. Looks really nice. This is going to be a small project, and I'll get to that in a bit. Very beautiful coach. This is a bistro, so this is like a cafe coach, pretty much. And now, to get the main course out. So if you guys know anything about Amtrak history, you might know what this is. This is a Swedish XJ2000. This is the gray version. That's pretty much what it looks like today. That's what it looks like. That's a real photo on the box of what it looks like. Really, really, really cool train set. This train set in real life, in miles per hour, can go 135 miles per hour. However, it has been tested to go, they said 200 something kilometers. So so if I converted, I've already done the conversion. It's around 134 or 38. No, I already said that. It's either 164 or 168 miles per hour top speed when they tested it. And I don't know where they tested it to test the full top speed of this train, but that the full top speed is pretty much high speed train territory, where it like French or something like that, where it's like 168 or something like that, 160s. Yeah, this train can go 135 miles per hour in service. Amtrak had a set of these sent for testing to them, and it's a really cool train set. I'm glad. When I ordered this from Jekko's website. They had this, and they had the bistro cafe car for the train. I wanted to get 2 more coaches like these, like a first and second class, but they didn't have separate ones that I was thinking of. This is another bistro car that they also have. So, like an addition to make a 5-car train. However, this is not to say that this is not prototypical. In real life, they can come in a set of 4 to 7 units. So you got the main power unit, and you get 2 coaches and a tail end head coach as well. So this is technically prototypical. But if you want 5, 6, 7 coaches, if you want to do the full length of what they can do in train sets, 7, you would want to get a bistro like this and 2 of these coaches. However, I haven't seen more of these coaches, which is a shame. I don't want to have to buy another train set, although it would be good for spare parts. Though I'm not going to really do that. I'd like to wait and see if they're going to do separate coaches again for first and second class or something like that, because I don't want to have to buy another train set, base train set just to complete the train set. Though I am fine with the 5-unit set, because the 5-unit set is prototypical, and I'm going to be doing a Pennsylvania road conversion to this. And the reason, and you might be wondering, why am I doing that? Well, Amtrak had this in the early 90s, and if you've seen There Goes a Train, you will see that train in the video. Not in this color scheme. It's in a white, blue, black, and gray scheme. It's kind of similar, but not necessarily the same. That train set was, I believe, a 6-car set, and it had a bistro, and it had a couple other, I believe, parts of the train as well. So this train set, I don't know what happened to it in real life. It probably got sent back to Sweden, but in my fictional universe, even though there's a possibility if the Pennsylvania was still around, they purchased this test train set from the test train set from Amtrak, and they went down to a 5-car set. Now, if I could have get 1 or 2 more coaches, I could have I could always say they got more coaches to complete the full set, or to say that they still have the set that Amtrak had. And of course, they went with the gray scheme But obviously, instead, there would be the keystone, Penske keystone, like right here where my fingernail is. And of course, on the side of the cab and on the front of the locomotive. And pretty much on the side of the coaches, like right around here, on both sides. And some people are like, well, that's kind of silly. But why won't you do like Tuscan or anything custom like that? And the answer to that is I want to try decaling. And not only that, if you can recall, the Pennsylvania Railroad had the Metroliner cars, and they're pretty much like a silver, like or grayish color, except they had a white end. I'm gonna leave these gray. I don't want to paint the ends white. I already like the paint job on this already, so I'd rather just keep it gray. If I wanted to do pinstriping, I could do the red pinstriping that Metroliner coaches did, but I want to do the keystones. And what I want to do with this train is make it the modern Pennsylvania business train that would go in the Pennsylvania area. So, because I wanted to make my railroad to be from the early '50s to modern day, and the Pennsylvania would they would do a number of things. Obviously, I'll get to a future point when I'll do a video finally on the story of this universe. It's kind of fun. I think it would be a fun business train to have a reused Amtrak prototype and retrofit it. Have the Swedes retrofit it to be similar, and then have it basically would look like a Pennsylvania with wings. And same with the Pennsy logo right here. It would cover the SJ. And it would have the Pennsylvania logo, or it can have the Pennsylvania logo next to the SJ logo on here, and then the Pennsy logo in the middle, and then the regular Pennsy logo right here, and maybe the Pennsy logo number. Because as far as I can tell, there's no number on this locomotive, unless there's probably or on this anywhere on this train set. So what you could probably do is. Is make your own numbers, and I could put the numbers on each end for the train set. I would just have to get a decal card or a sticker card and just do my best to this is going to be difficult because, as you can see, it does have this I'm blanking out on the term, but it's the term that with the grill kind of sides with the corrugated side of this coach. It's probably similar on the locomotive. So if I did a sticker, I would have to use a creasing tool to try and crease it on every single crease so that it's not, it doesn't look silly or anything, and it's just not floating there and can easily come off or anything like that. Or I can do a badge thing or whatever and just put it on the side, the big Pennsylvania Railroad logo. And I would like to make it a business train for the Pennsylvania, a high speed. Only goes 135 miles per hour in real life in operation, so that's fine by me for a Pennsylvania business train, which would be kind of unique. Some people will be like, well, that's kind of sacrilegious in what you're doing to. But I wanted to add more to the high speed stuff that I had, and when I knew that this existed, and to be honest, this is the best version you're going to get of the X2000. They do have the white, blue, black, and gray version. But I didn't see they didn't have the Bistro car available. They were all sold out. I think there's 2 generations. Mine has the window on this side, and it's got the windows covered on the other side kind of deal. And I know it's reflecting, so we'll take a look and see what this looks like. This has DCC and sound install. And as you can see, there's 2 versions. There's X2000 Lynx version, which is a 5-car set. You can buy from a couple stores in Europe. It's a very handsome train, in my opinion. I really like this train. And there's the famous X2000 blue and white version with the gray/silver side. It's another handsome scheme. Although I really like this gray scheme. That seems to be a theme with Sweden with their trains, and especially their high speed or the passenger trains. Yeah, just have this simple gray silver scheme. And to be honest, I like that. It doesn't have to be over the top. Yeah, it does seem dull, but it's unique and it gives it that, like, I don't know, not like that Death Star kind of like, Empire feel, but it's a pretty cool. I really do like the color scheme. And there we go. That does have, oh man, this is all in this is all in Swedish, but it does have the horn. It's got motor startup, which is just sounds. So I could probably translate this and then make a translation for it, which is pretty cool. This does have a sound decoder. You can't opt for a sound decoder for this, so it's got a Zemo sound decoder that has the correct sound files for this, which is pretty cool. Really, really cool. So this probably tells the information about this. Obviously, this is not like your normal companies out there, but I don't mind. I still believe this is a very beautiful model set. And it looks like the door's open, but I'm not sure. It looks like they did just print the paper, which is fine. I don't mind. When I bought this on the website, if at first it does, it's funny because the website is this is a sketchy website. Do not share any personal information, which I do feel bad for Jekko, because it will make people not want to buy from their website. So I guess if you're Swedish and you can understand English, if you know how to contact Jekko, let them know to try and make, because there's probably people out there that would want to buy this from across the board, especially United States, if they want a beautiful train set like this. And this train set is cheaper than Joe F. However, I think it's better than Joe F. in terms of detail. All the coaches are lit. They're very similar to the Sino models train that I got, and this is, I believe, made in Sweden as well. If I can look at the box, it should tell me where it was made in. It should tell me. I know this is made because I saw that they had photos of people working on these in Sweden. So yeah, I'm very curious because if this is a Swedish made model, that's superb. I like that. It's cool that it's something not just made in China or something like that. But yeah, this is really cool. I like it. This is very unique. Obviously, this is the most unorthodox train that I have in HO. It's very different, and where I got it from and all that schnaz. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun putting this together and having it run together. I mean, it looks a little bit more silvery, but I think it's just the reflections. But yeah, let's see if I can try and open this. Actually, that's good. It's not that deep. Oh, wait, it has this. Oh, wow, I wasn't even thinking. How stupid of me. Oh, it's kind of taped still. It's got some tape stuck to the main... Okay, so that's interesting. It doesn't have a foam case. Whoops, that fell over. But that's okay. It's got a cardboard box. It's got a phone case, but it keeps everything still solid in place, which is fine. I don't have a huge issue about this. On the bright side, nothing got damaged in the funky box that I got, so that's good. We'll take out the locomotive. Man, this weighs quite something. Somebody did a video of this model and did a really nice in-depth review of this model in Swedish, obviously because they're from Sweden. And what I noticed is that they said that the gears inside the gearbox are they're brass, and these are not the axle gears themselves. These are, I think it's also the axle gears, because I'm looking around and I'm tilting the model, and they have brass gears in here, which is rather unique. I'll have to open it up and do an in-depth review. I'll do an in-depth review on this at some point. But yeah, it's a very beautiful model. There is a cab interior as well, really nice. Here's that printed side. It's hard to see, but there's the printed SJ right there as well. That's really cool. I'd like to do the Pennsylvania right in the middle of that logo right there. It's very simple. And it makes it look like there's wings. So if I put the Pennsylvania logo just right in the center, right here, that would probably look good. And I'd probably keep the SJ there and put the Pennsylvania logo next to the side and put the numbers below, just for that. And the detail on top is pretty good too. I mean, I really like how this looks. It's a streamlined, obviously high-speed train, so it is what it is. And there's obviously pinholes for the lights to get connected to the train. And these are the trucks, and the trucks are plastic, which is fine. Wheels are metal. There's one traction tire on each bogie. It's got a little bit of a dish, a little bit of a pizza cutter lip, but it's not like severe like other brands that are probably European out there, which is fine. That means this thing's going to have a lot of traction, which is pretty good. I can't wait to do a little test run for this thing. And obviously, the door doesn't move back there. It's kind of dull in the back, but you're not going to really see the back that much. And it's got a Y right here of how it's got a Y connection, a Y neck connector right here. So that's good. That's cool. And the pantographs go up and down. It's got a lot of headlights. It's got the reverse headlight. Oh, it's got the marker lights for the rear. And the marker lights in the rear in Sweden are interesting. They flash. The red lights in the rear would flash. And this would also do low beam and high beam. So that's pretty cool. And there's also lights on the top for Ford as well. So it's a really interesting design. And it's got a beautiful shape. It has a very French TGV shape. But the Swedes have a really, really nice motor car right here. I really love this. It's a very beautiful model. If you want to get the X2000 and you want to add it to your high-speed train fleet or anything, or any fleet, I would definitely, you have to create an account on Jekko's website, which it's all right. I mean, it's not the most ideal thing, but I made an account for Train World, so if I want more Train World stuff, I go to Train World. Probably if I were to get something more from Jekko, like I'd probably just want to get 2 more cars, and that's pretty much it. Or if I want to get spare parts, I would contact them. On their website, though, as a disclaimer, there's multiple ways you can make your information. Do not choose the one where the Social Security one. I'm not saying I don't trust Jekko. It's just obviously Sweden's a different place. They have a different way of things, and maybe they create stuff using their Social Security. Don't use your Social Security. I didn't do that because I'm not stupid. Not because I don't trust the company. It's just it's just one of those things. And it took. I got ordered this train set about 2 weeks ago, so came here pretty fast because I did order. If anybody's seen my model car review series, I've gotten the LCD McLaren, and the McLaren 600 LT, and that car was from Italy, and that took time to come here as well. This coach is nice. It's lightweight. This is what it looks like on the bottom. And I think there's no pickups. I don't think there's pickups. Actually, you know what? Maybe there is pickups in these trucks. That's interesting. I see a little bit of metal. No, that's just showing through the trucks. The trucks are rather plain, but that's okay. I don't have a huge problem with that. It still looks fairly detailed, especially in the interior. It's got lights in there. And you can probably open this up and spread the chassis in and like add like people inside there, HO figures and whatnot. And I really love like the groove for the door or whatever that paint is. It makes it look like you can open the doors, but obviously you can't, which is fine. I don't really mind. And just like that, it's got a connector side right here. And I heard that, you got to be careful putting this together. So obviously what I'm going to do is see if I can just push them together. But I don't want to break the pin head. So you got to be careful about the pin head so that, it doesn't like break or anything. So to do that, you would have to probably do it with two hands and try and, guide them together. So that's something to take in consideration. And yeah, I'm not going to do a review, obviously. When we do the review, I will do a review on it. I'm just going to talk about the story of like getting this. But yeah, this you can find this on their website or on or MJ Hobbies, which is in Stockholm, which I guess is closely tied to Jekko. Like I'm not sure how closely tied, but they're closely tied together. And you can order it from them as well. But I ordered it directly from the company itself, which is probably, their warehouse and whatnot. So I like to support different and unique things, such as this train. Let's take a look and see what this bistro looks like. So this is a bistro. This is probably the newer bistro, like the Bistro 2.0, because it obviously doesn't look like the one on the box. This is kind of hard to get out. Whoops, I kind of pushed it back in. That's not what I wanted. Let's try it again. I want to get the bistro out. Whoop. Let's get it zoomed in. There we go. We got the bistro out. And there we go. Here's the cafe coach. That's pretty much probably the backside of the cafe bar thing. So it's basically, it looked like they turn a coach into a cafe instead of doing the whole separate cafe car where it's like a wall and a door and a couple of windows. So that's pretty unique. So then this would go in between here like this. Unfortunately, the hard thing to tell is which one's the first class and which one's the second class coach, because it's first class. Well, I guess the easiest way is like, where the pins are going, right? But yeah, obviously this is going to connect behind here and do that thing. Pretty cool. Has a unique pin for the Bistro coach for the X2000. I like that for the separate coaches. However, unfortunately, they just don't have like regular like first class and second class coaches as separate buys. So you can make a 7-car set, which I recommend they do. I recommend they do that. They probably do, and I'm just not able to get it because they sold out like a while ago. And here's the back coach. This has like a coupler exposed at the end. I'm sorry this is not focusing well, which is a shame. But it is like a weird coupler thing that you can expose, but you can also put like a cover at the end of it, which I'll probably do. I'll probably add like a cover since this train's not going to really connect to anything American. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll probably do that when I do the little small running session for this train. Obviously, again, whoopsies. Obviously, I don't have like a scenery. I know somebody said I don't really have scenery, and guys, you're just gonna have to be patient. It's gonna take me a while until I start building a layout. Not too long. I did hint some time ago that it's gonna be like a year, maybe sometime next year, that I'm gonna get like the tools to cut, pieces of wood and to really build the bench work first, because that's the first goal, is to make the bench work. And I'm going to work from bottom to top. And I will need to get the track second. The track will have to be next afterwards. So don't worry, that will come. Scenery will come at some point. It's a step-by-step process. The problem is, like, I'm pretty sure a lot of other modelers out there would agree, especially some of you in my audience. Sometimes when we see stuff that we like, we just buy it, and we just plan to do the layout later. I know a club member who's like that. He just bought all he wants. He has pretty much an entire fleet of his fictional railroad. It's more so like 70s, 80s, and 90s kind of railroad, maybe early 2000s. And it's called the Great Southern System. I'll talk more about the Great Southern System later on, but that train set, or that train, the whole train thing's rather unique in itself. Okay, so that's how it connects together. Well, that wasn't that hard. I guess it's because... Let me take the motor car off the track so I can be able to put this thing together. But yeah, that's an interesting... what he does is that he has like a whole, like, all the way up to the top, to the front of his, like, storage unit he has of trains. And it's for his, like, fictional railroad. So it's pretty cool, in my opinion. What he has. Let's see. I don't know if this car's going to play ball with me this time around. Let's see. Okay, that time I did it. Sweet. It's coming together nice. So I got the 3 intermediate cars together with the Distro in the middle. And man, they roll nice. These roll fairly well. They don't have too much friction. Look, they keep going. This is wonderful. I love that. That is great. The less friction, the better. All right. You have the tail car almost on the track. And this is, what I like about this is a push-pull train, which is kind of cool. There's not a lot of trains like this that are high speed that I know of. I think there's only a few. I know there's EMUs that are like the Ice 3 or Ice 4 that have this design, where it's got like a cab at the end, and it's got a motor, another cab at the end. We got multiple pantographs, like some of the Italian trains are like. So, but I really like that. It doesn't necessarily need. You can have a motor car and then you can have a coach, or if you need to need help, you can have another train come by of the X2000 and help push this train set. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and stop right here and just continue the whole train set and put the rear the rear cap on, and then I'll do a little test run. But yeah, the X2000 by Jecco is a really unique thing that I got this time around. I'm pretty sure not a lot of you would expect something to this, of course. Will there be more high-speed trains after this? Probably one more. I don't think I'm going to get too much more, really. I would like to get the Fuxing train again. And it's not the F word, but it's that Chinese train I used to have. The problem with it is that the motor car did not have any traction tires. I added more weight to the coach, to the motor coach. It's basically a coach that had a very low 5-pole motor with a really long drive shaft on each end with the motor in between. And the problem with that is that the problem with it is that it didn't really do what it was supposed to do. And I mean, while I added more weight, the issue is that the train did not have enough vertical movement between the coaches, and that was a problem when operating it at the club. That was just a major issue with it. It couldn't go as fast as I would like it to, and if it had traction tires, I think that even though it was an 8-unit train set, it would probably have gone a lot faster around corners and on straights, and overall had a better performance. And if the connecting between the coaches, were, I like the idea of the pin system. However, the problem with the pin system, it needs to have some up and down, movement between the coaches, kind of like this. Whereas, the Chinese train model didn't really have it so much. And I haven't heard anything about that kind of issue about this train. But the reason why I haven't heard too much about the X2000 is that there's not too much knowledge about this train out there on videos or stuff like that. There's not too much. I mean, there's a lot of short clips about this model train, and I hope to turn that around because, I think this is a really cool and unique model and a rather beautiful model too. Is it the most detailed out there? No, but is a really interesting model, a really unique and a really elegant model in that case. So yeah, this is Pensy Joe signing out again, and I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing video. It's not the most exciting thing, or a lot of people would expect more Pensy stuff. Well, technically this is kind of Pensy stuff, but that's a future project when I do a decal job for this. Although I'm going to be practicing decal before I do a decal job on this, so don't expect this to have decals with me doing it on this for the first time. And if I do find stickers that are really good or whatever, that are Pensy logo stuff, I'll probably do that as well. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed the little running session at the end where I drive the train around for a bit, just to give it a test run for the first time to see if it works before I do the in-depth review video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.
mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo squall, riding through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. Now here's to Daddy Claxton, may his name forever stand, and may he be remembered in the courts throughout the land. When his earthly race is over, let the curtains round him fall. We'll carry him home to victory on the Wabash Cannonball. Oh, listen to the jingle, the rumble, and the roar, as she glides along the woodland to the hill and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo squall, riding through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball.